Right, I'm here. Um, right. Yeah, I'm here. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Just see if I can get preferences. Right. At last, yes, I'm here. Oh God. Right. Anyway, what had happened is woke up despite everything working last night, and then decided to launch one of the apps, and it was just not responding. So I think it was my fault though, because I've been doing a lot of like heavy video editing and stuff, and I think resources on this computer were low, so I've had to clean out the hard drive and stuff, and it's now working after a bit of like rebuilding and all that kind of stuff, and defragging and waiting and stressing. It's it looks like it's sorted. So kind of doing a collab remix thing. It's not quite a remix, and I don't know if I can actually even, because I'm not even sure about copyright issues, so this will be interesting. But anyway, we're making something today, and I started just chucking very quickly in about 10 minutes a few little ideas down last night, just to make sure something happens on the stream. All right, so trolls, yeah, that's troll knows the truth. I'm having a bad hair day, and I'm blaming it on software. Of course, that's what I'm doing. There was no issue with software. Crap guitar playing, anything to do with things not working, blame the hair. Because that's the truth. What track is that? It's a collaboration with. Oh God, I can't remember the name now. It'll come to me in a minute. But I'm scared to say it in case. The track at sorry, Nathan, the track in the intro. Yes, that's one of my tracks, believe it or not. And you know what I'll do? I'll get it out, and I'll upload it for you on SoundCloud. Not on SoundCloud, on YouTube. I'm losing my mind. No, Bandcamp. What I'll do is I'll stick it up on YouTube, and then you can jam to it, and you can just like put it on loop for 9 hours while you practice, because I'm assuming that's like how long normal people practice for in one sitting. And it'll just clock up lots of numbers for me and make me more popular. Because I need the watch hours really, because I need to get to I still haven't achieved 3,000 watch hours, but I'm well on my way to that. There's also a video getting posted up on Wednesday, which I've done. It's how I make anyway a high gain tone, so that's going to be interesting. And also I've got another video coming up, because I was scripting one of the ideas that I had, which had a really good thumbnail, because I thought, right, crack the algorithm, do the thumbnail, and then do the video, which probably doesn't really work with guitar and what we're doing. But I thought, hey, let's try it. And the idea was, the thumbnail is me lying next to my blue Kiesel in bed, and it says, I slept with my guitar and you wouldn't believe what happened. Right? Okay. So basically what that's about, that video is just about this practice routine, which you do before you go to bed and when you get up. And technically I do kind of sleep with my guitars, because like now me and the missus have just moved into the studio, and we've got like this whole house above us we don't even bother with. So we're just in here because basically I'm in here all the time. We'd never see each other. So I've always had a bed in here. So I'm dedicated, you know. I'm like literally. Funny thing is with me though, I've always had all of my stuff in the bedroom, like to do with music. I've never ever not had anything in a separate room, you know. Everything, you know, is at hand. I don't know if like normal people are like that. Like, but I just find it very difficult getting up and then going somewhere to do what I'm doing. I just like get out of bed. I'm very impulsive and I want to immediately get onto an instrument. I mean, it's brilliant having your instrument actually in the bedroom, because you just get up and you just like, you'll pick it up and you'll just start playing it and you don't even know that you're doing that. I mean, so I love all of that. I love that kind of like habitual doing something and you don't even realize you're doing it, because you're that motivated and it's that much of a habit. You don't feel any resistance. Oh, thank you, Nathan. That would be great. And then anyway, hopefully VCam's working. I've got another really cool video that I'm going to do, and I'll just show you a little bit, because I had a bit of a breakthrough the other day. I'll just quickly plug a guitar in and play badly, but I think it's worth you seeing this. This is the bonus for being late. We can have a sneak preview. Right, now. Oh, I need some coffee. That's better. Right. So, my guitar has its own light now. I've got like a little light under the keyboard. Very handy. So these arpeggios are really, really cool, right? And I've been showing these to a few people. Hello, I'm just lurking cause I'm working in Cubase. Oh, that's good. So anyway, I'll give you an example. Just do this in E minor, but so I've got these arpeggios. They're based on 2-1-2, because I absolutely love the 2-1-2 concept. But the way this fingering goes is I would describe it as the kind of triad stacked, right? And so I've got a major 7 triad and then 2 minor 7s, right? But what you're doing is you're taking away the major third, all right? And what you get is this. Which I think sounds great. So it takes a little bit to get your head round. The other thing I've done, right, is I'm just kind of playing with this new sort of hybrid technique where you pick 2 notes and then hybrid. Which works really well for getting across the strings. It gives you a certain different clarity. So I'm still sort of practicing these up a bit, but that's the idea. So I'll just show you this one really slowly, right? I'll show it a few different positions, but just remember to watch the video. So you've got a major 7, So normally we'd do it like that, but actually what we're doing is we're taking this note out, so... Okay, and then we've got a B minor 7, so again we're missing the third out. And then we move up to the 8th fret on the 2nd string. And again, you can play this however you want. So I'm just trying to connect it rhythmically. So, you know, what we would want to do is we want to have even note groupings, subdivisions. So I want to make sure, like, you know, if we're doing quarter notes, we're doing quarter notes. And if we're not wanting triplets, we're not doing triplets, right? Unless you want to. So sometimes that's the trick. It's like making the pick attack invisible. So I think actually this doing the hybrid picking on ascending kind of sets it up in the right way, because you're thinking immediately 4 notes there. Unless you want to do triplets. So that's the kind of idea there. But then we'll have different ways we can do this. So another one would be... so this is a really interesting position. So, I mean, if we're in E major, I'd like to do a modification here, because if we're religiously doing it diatonically, what we'd end up with is... so we'd have G... Starting on G, we're going to have like A minor 7. And then we'll have G major 7. Then we're missing the 3rd. But then we'd have this sort of half diminished thing going on. So I didn't like that sound. But in context, it's okay. Probably because it's the C note, and a lot of the time that's the avoid note. So all I did is you can either raise it or flatten it. So I just flattened it. And you get that beautiful sound again. So as you can hear, there's all of these different beautiful arpeggios, and the cool thing about them is once you get them under your fingers, they're great jumping off points into other things. So we can get all these other sort of things kind of going. But they're all over. Obviously, there's like 7 different ones that you can choose from. So that was like one of the videos, and then I was just coming up with another way of stacking triads. So, oops. So I thought stuff like that's pretty good, where it's just a minor, major, minor. So that's what I've been doing, sort of practicing all these arpeggios. That's one I've been playing years. But great in, you know, but these other shapes are just brilliant to connect other positions. Oops. Come on, hands, warm up. What happens is I get a lazy third finger with those bars. There we go. Something like that'll do, won't it? So yes, some arpeggios. So that's like something I've been working on. So that's going to be on a little video thing. It's interesting because I seem to be wanting to do guitar content and not so much of the production stuff. Unless it's to do with creativity. All right. Yes. Okay, so let's just flip back to... Right, now, I just need to have a look and see if... That'll do, won't it? I do like this new Secret Garden shot. Right, okay. Why have I got delay on my vocals? That's mad. I must have something on. 1. That's really interesting, isn't it? Yeah, anyway. We'll have a listen to this track. We'll go from this section here. So I just put some drums, a quick bass on it and stuff, and we'll see where we end up. I'll just bring the chat over. Right, before I play this, we'll do a direct listen. Okay. Now the flavour of direct listening that I will do, and Troll, as you're in front of your computer, maybe you should stop, right, and then just listen back to what you're working on if you've got something there. So, yeah, Nathan, I like those ones too. Now I've got plenty of those as well, the talky ones, and I think that's more. The thing is, right, this is the problem: is those videos, right, just don't get. They're the most important videos, right? The more important than like showing somebody how something works or teaching or anything like that, because they're much more coachy, right? And they're much more beneficial, but they're just not that sexy to people. They don't. So they've got very low. They've got very low numbers, right? Which is fine, and I'm not bothered about that because the people who are really into that stuff, right, who watch it and take it on board, it really, really will help them massively. It'll help them more than me showing an arpeggio or anything like that, because, you know, I'm addressing fundamental issues of creativity and being a human being, you know, and technology can give us all of the levers it wants, right, but fundamentally, at the end of it, it's human creativity that is going to be the most important thing and the thing that will prevail. So I know I keep going on about AI and stuff like that, and I think it's important because I think when there's a technological revolution, something happens where there's things go backwards a bit. Like if you think about the digitization of music in terms of how things are monetized, like now to make money out of your music, you have to perform. Well, that's like going back to sort of Bach and Mozart times, isn't it? They couldn't have recorded music, so they had to have either benefactors like the church, the council, a rich lord or something like that. Performances is how they made their money, and obviously music couldn't be recorded, so you couldn't do anything with that. And then basically music has, you know, music has been like, it really has, unless you're mega like famous, has become worthless. I mean, you can't make an income out of it. It's like, especially now, like Spotify have got this new rule where you have to have over 1,000 listens to actually get any money, but then like if you don't get that many that month, like tracks can fall in and out of monetization. So you can sell t-shirts, you can do that. You can sell you can sell yes, you can sell merchandise. That's another way of doing it as well. But wouldn't it be nice to just make money out of your music, you know? And I'm sure actually with the Freakstar project, merchandise will be something that we'll probably get into actually with that. But yeah. So I think like the core thing is just to make sure that we're being true to our own selves and we're projecting our uniqueness through our music and not being dictated to by technology too much. You know, we've got to make sure we're the bosses on that at all times. Can you summarize your thoughts on AI music? Well, it changes all the time. So technically, when I'm mixing, sometimes I do use AI, and I've tried various bits of AI within the sort of studio environment. And the one thing I really absolutely love is the Sonable EQ4. It makes good decisions, and it's not so much about that, but it's when it does something, it's really, really easy to control and agree or disagree with what the AI is doing. It's basically a slider you have. It'll EQ what it thinks should be EQ'd on your track. And then if it does too much of it, you can just turn it down, and it works absolutely beautiful. Pretty much all the time. Whereas I've used other stuff and I've spent more time undoing it. The other thing on AI is the thing is it kind of always, when you got like apps like Suno and things like that, and I get it to write some music for a laugh, it's always a bit laughable and it kind of misses the point of what it is. But it does actually at times. It can be, you could technically use it for a starting point, or you could use it to generate inspiration for something that you want to do. So I think that's good. It's also interesting to compare if you have an idea and you finish your track, and then basically you give it the same prompt or load it up for it to then make something similar. It's interesting to see the differences. So I know people who've done that, and then it's actually helped them to really define what the purpose is, because usually the purpose of a track is what AI is going to miss. Now, if you're not sure what I mean by a purpose, right, the purpose is the core thing of your music and the most important thing, and I think this is like where AI is going to struggle, right, is the purpose. Purpose sometimes gets mixed up with function, right? So the function of a music is I'm writing this music so it's a backing track and people can play their guitar over it, or I'm writing this music because it's for a funeral or a wedding, or I'm writing this music because it's for a particular label. Ooh, I used to do that all the time, horrific. Or I'm writing this music because I want people to dance to it, and it's got a 4/4 kick drum. So that's function. But purpose is what is the message I'm trying to get over? What is the story? What is the emotion, right? Now, don't worry about not having a purpose, right? Because all music ends up having a purpose, right? It's just you got to identify it. When you identify it, it can really give you a massive lever. So, for example, you know, I can often when I'm splurging, I don't actually have a purpose in mind. But when I get to a discovery session, suddenly I'll think this song sounds like a certain thing, like Midnight Drive or whatever. But immediately, when you start even just having a title like that, you've got a mood, haven't you? And you've got an emotion, and that's the purpose of the song. So a lot of the times, right, as artists, right, we'll get hung up on the convergent end of the process. So, you know, mixing things that are very sort of yes, no, obvious answers, like snare drum's too loud, vocals are too loud, turn them down, but the vocals are too dull now, so you need to brighten them up, right? That's all kind of technical stuff that you kind of may need to do at the end, but it's not core to why a piece of music isn't working. Like usually, when something isn't working, right, it's to do with the music isn't serving the purpose, or the purpose of the music needs to change to the music, right? So when you think about it like that, right, that changes everything, and it makes it much, much more easier to diagnose problems and identify the bigger problems, be able to fix those, rather than kind of going for superficial stuff like brightening a vocal. You know, do you need to brighten a vocal when maybe the purpose isn't about that? Okay. So what we do need to do is we need to serve the purpose, and by serving the purpose, that is core to us. It's our story. No one else has that story necessarily, and it's our emotional interpretation. So that's like one way that I'm thinking about sort of the AI when we're sitting and writing music. Okay. The other way is just be really good on your instrument and shred, as if your life depends on it. I think now is a great time to be practicing and doing things, because there's been lots and lots of people who've been sitting behind the computers and pushing buttons and twiddling knobs. And I think the value of people who are actually playing instruments is going to go up. You know, there's going to be, and I imagine, right, and this is some sort of musical revolution where these things kind of take precedent. Yeah, AI scans of a music and copy it, and there's nothing we can do about it. But it'll copy it, misinterpret the purpose, okay? And at the end of the day, right, the people who are just happy to listen to AI music, good on them. You know, maybe they want like just some music for a dinner party, right? Fine. Maybe you're like running an Airbnb and you just want like some background piano jazz, just generated. Okay, fine. Let AI do it. You know, that's kind. But when it comes to the real music for us connoisseurs, right, then that's a different ball game. I want to know, right, that it's made by a human being. You know, I want to go on that emotional journey, and I think that music I'm much more open to listen to in detail now, because it's going to become much, much more valuable. So what we're doing is going to become more valuable, and there'll be this whole kind of AI thing where it's just a bit like elevator music or something like that. People who are like happy to listen to that, good. They're probably not going to like McRocklin and Hutch, or anything kind of we're doing there. Just be happy in the little AI worlds and think, oh, that's nice. And sadly, I mean, this has been going on before AI anyway. We've been, we've got wallpaper music, haven't we? That's what it is, wallpaper music. I mean, I use wallpaper music upstairs in my living room. At least the missus does, you know. But I'm never up there, so I'm always down here, making my own music. So that's some thoughts. Right, yeah, well, I mean, why not have a backing track that, that's the kind of daft thing I would do, is like get an AI backing track and just shred over it. You know, if I needed a quick backing track, fine. It's a tool. I would prompt it, but it wouldn't be anything that I wouldn't attach myself to it and be really proud of. And certainly you could prompt something. Like if you don't produce music and you're just wanting to jam and explore your emotions, you could prompt AI to get close. So, I mean, that's the other side of it, and that's at the end of the day, right? Till AI gets a conscience, right? There's always going to be a human being the boss, isn't it? But if the track sounds good and you're shredding over it, just let it be. It's fine, you know. I think what's worrying is when like nobody's playing instruments, and then nobody's really bothered if you play an instrument or not, and like AI's there. That's like the horrific dystopian world that bothers me. But I honestly, I don't see that ever happening, because people will want to play guitars, people will want to buy guitars, people will want to play piano, people will want to go see orchestras. People will want to see other people doing really, really cool stuff, and that cool stuff will just become cooler and more valuable. Live music will become popular, and it'll become more. I mean, this is why I'm really getting into streaming, because that's where, like, I see, like, what I'm doing now is how I kind of, for now, visualize myself as a modern musician, somebody who has a platform, who can, write music. People can see that. I can educate if people are interested in that, and I can also perform. And I can also release music within that as well, whether it's a backing track or whatever. So, that as a hub where I can just sit in here and run the show, I think is absolutely brilliant. And that's how, that's why I've sort of doubled down on getting the extra camera, getting this camera angle sorted, starting to do a little bits of content, which I'm planning on. I mean, I've got to admit, like, making content is really, really hard. I really struggle with it at the minute. But it's a battle that I'm going to win, that's for sure. But yeah, it's that whole, you've got to perform on a camera. If you're a bit shy, it's difficult, isn't it? You got to then perform, play your guitar correctly, and then you can't ever do it perfectly, so you just got to be happy with the mistakes, because you're just human at the end of the day. And I suppose on top of all of that, nobody cares anyway. That's a good thing. Apart from, obviously, you guys, which is nice. So, right, now, direct listening, okay? So as I was saying, Troll, because he's in front of, like, Cubase, right? We're going to do the direct listening, which is called global focus. And what we do in global focus is we put our feet on the floor and we feel our feet on the floor, because that's like good sensory input. We're going to sit straight up. You're going to sit straight, and then you're going to widen your body posture. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to widen your peripheral vision. So for me, my peripheral vision is I'm trying to extend it outside of the speakers. I know it's weird, but we're maintaining this physiologically thing because it does help allow you to have it's more positive being like this, and also it allows more sensory input, i.e. the music, because fundamentally what we're doing is we're listening to this and we're not being judgmental within ourselves. Okay, in fact, we're trying not to be judgmental about the music. We're just trying to absorb the music. Okay. So we're only really focused in on what is externally happening outside of our bodies, and we're trying to ignore any internal thoughts about the music, or any internal thoughts about our performance. Here we go. Okay. Let's have a look. So that's what I've done so far anyway. And I think what I'm interested in is just getting another load of choruses in. Yeah. Definitely need a break in. So we'll stick that in. And then it's definitely going to have a guitar solo. And a double chorus. Alright. So let's see if we can get that to work. And then the other thing was, I wanted some little breaks in here. Quite nice just having the break out of that. Yeah, I like that. Just stick that there. Mute it off there. So get even more contrast there. So the idea is it's going to be, this will be a Freakstar collaboration. So I was just listening to some of the old stuff, and I really like there was a period, and a few people have been picking up on this, where a lot of my stuff was influenced by Junkie XL. I think it was Big Sound of the Drags album. I absolutely loved that. And that inspired a lot of music. That, and the other thing was Eye of the Cyclops by Mixmaster Mike, who's the DJ for the Beastie Boys. So I was kind of really into the sort of more underground sound of Big Beat, Apollo 440, sort of bits and bobs like that. And I think a lot of that's sort of coming from sort of really early days when I was the first time I fell in love with dance music, basically. Although I was like a heavy metal rocker back in the day, you know, I was massively into rave music, and I was always trying to get rave elements into my heavy metal band. So when you hear like my old band, you can hear like elements I used to try and recreate were like the kind of pitch riff off Prodigy's Charlie the Cat, and what was the other thing? And I used to love M1 pianos. So I used to put that on, and I used to really like the sort of like chord progressions I used to use. So I'd have like little breakdowns in songs that would be like sort of dance music, and then we'd do the rock thing. But anyway, that's really going back actually. Okay, now what am I going to do with this? I really like this riff here, so I want to extend that. And I think this section here, how many bars is it? I'm going to just take that down. Delete time. Because what I need to do is I just need to get something going here so Sharon can sing on it. Take that out. And then this section here. Just need a little one of those. Just have a quick listen through, see how this is flowing. Right, that needs filtering out. I need to take that out. Where is it? So one thing I don't do is I don't ever. Oh, it's really as well, that sound. Fix that while I'm on. Right, save that. Now we're going to add the 303. So this has got to have like, and I'm really keen on having elements of the 90s breakbeat, almost big beat thing going on. So we're going to use, and hopefully it'll work, we're going to use a 303. So I'll just come off here a second. 303. Unfortunately, this means going to the Roland Cloud. See if it crashes. Ableton. It's having a good thing. Ah, right, okay. Bear with me. Is everybody there? Let's see if this works. Come on. Yo, Des, how's it going? Just trying to get my 303 running. Oh, just got back from a Foo Fighters concert. Brilliant. Excellent. Des, how's those pentatonic scales going on? I've been working on some not pentatonics. I've got some really cool arpeggios actually that I've been working on, which I'm going to do a little video on. Sorry for bothering you. Just want to offer promotion for your channel viewers. Oh no, thank you. Album 4, brilliant. That's it. Alright, there's a cut off here. Thank you. Thank you, One Love 3 M3 Toll. Very kind. Right, let's get this in. Let's try and record the automation. Right, how do you do this again? Is it that button? No. Is it? Try that. Maybe that's it. Not quite right. Need to get that as the starting point. I'll go with that. I think I might just tidy this up a bit. Get the timing a bit more on point, and also where. Pretty much down. That goes through the roof. Right, there we go. Oh. Right. Quick tune. Alright. Tell you what, we're getting a little bit. 1, 2. Right. Okay, know where I am. Okay. And again. Quickly do the other side and then we can edit. In fact, I want this to sound more sampled. So I think we'll do it this way. That's what I want. This one. And this is the other. Right. Because I want that 90s break sound. That means doing this. And then the thing is with this is like just lining the transients up so it really punches. There we go. So you always need to keep this little bit at the beginning because that's the first bit of your pick attack. Very important, right? And then that cuts off like that. Copy and paste. Glue things together and put that in the second half. Yeah, so it's like I'm kind of going for that Junkie XL sort of. So you're getting the tricks of the 90s here. Need some glow sticks. Okay, and there we go. So, conclusion for today. Really enjoyed making this track. It's nice sort of getting, like, you know, there's some synthwave there's some synthwave elements in there. But I'm really enjoying putting the 90s kind of break feel into this. Those edited guitars. Of course, there's going to be a shred solo in this because we need to have that in. And I think I'm going to bounce this out now and then send it over to Sharon, who's going to do some lyrics on it. And then, so there's going to be singing on this and everything. It's going to be a full song, which would be great. And I'll tell you who the band is tomorrow. We'll reveal that. But we are going to be working on this tomorrow morning. Now, the other thing, which is really important, so I'll come to this camera, is on this Wednesday night, for the people who are in Discord, and actually I might put a link up in here, I haven't decided yet, but if you're not on Discord, join Discord. I'm doing a free coaching session this Wednesday, okay? Really important, because you're going to get some great insights into whatever you're doing, all right? Whether you're practicing guitar, playing guitar, anything to do with having a creative identity, right? And potentially getting your music to pay for itself a little bit, then definitely come to this workshop. It's absolutely free. You will need pen and paper. We will be doing some free writing, and we'll have a great discussion, okay? It'll be about an hour and a half, I think, in time for the coaching session. So that's going to be this Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Very important. And hope to see plenty of people on there, because it's going to be good, and it's just a great opportunity to be in a coaching session and see what happens. All right. Okay, then. That's enough from me for today. I'll see you all tomorrow, and bye for now.